Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's try this one more time. Uh, we're gonna get into the less command for this episode of A Noob's Guide to Linux. I was debating on whether or not to actually do this episode tonight or not. Because here's the dealio. I have been really, really busy today and yesterday with work, and my schedule is not the norm. So I'm literally just now getting done with getting home, sitting down, trying to unwind for the day. And so, really, the last thing I really want to do is record. And hopefully, you guys can't tell it very much by my voice, but I'm very stressed out. Of course, my little extension deactivated because it wants to go to the Netgear, which is inactive. I would love to just tell it. I wonder if I just tell it to forget that. It didn't give me a forget option. In that regard, so I'm going to just connect to my Night B extension 5G, and hopefully it will stay connected because I'm going to need that later, possibly during this episode, but we'll see. We will see, shall we? But I hope everybody's having a good day. Back to the less command, because as we all know, less is more. So less commands would be the less command would be used like so. So it would be, hang on, let me show my screen here. So let's create a new, we'll recover the selected. Let's do that. Next. Okay. So you can see the text document here, and we will start with we do this by less file name, and we're going to go with our first command, which is, in the end, we're going to do L E it's ECT PASSWD, right? That's our next command that we're going to be entering. I am sorry that it's taken me so long to get to this command, by the way. I've just been swamped with work. Um, we're going to paste this and see what it does. Let me see what I did wrong there. It says no such file or directory. Um, LESS. Ah, I have to press space. My apologies, you guys. It's case sensitive, and you gotta. And it's ETC, not ECT. And there we are. I'm not sure whatever that does, but I'm not sure exactly what that does, but let's take a look. I know, entering commands with once started, the list program allows us to scroll forward and click backward through a text file. For example, to examine a file that defines the system's user accounts, we can use the following command. So that's everything that requires, I think, a new whole. I wonder what happens when I enter that into a certain program. I'm gonna see. Quick break from the ls command to see what I can see on my end on some things. You gotta understand, I'm trying to get things done as we go through this. So, going dark for a moment so I can actually look at that and not Hmm. Where's the website? Aha! That will do. That will do indeed. So,
The one of them in that green trash can.
okay, so nothing out of the ordinary, or they would have said something. Updates and whatnot. So, continuing the process that we were going through, that is what needs login and what doesn't. Um, Not sure what we can learn there apart from what we've already learned. So let's take a guided tour of this whole scenario. So to say to head back to the banner image. I think no, it's scene 2. I need to change these. Um, Sorry, you guys saw a bit of what I was doing. Um, just running and checking to see if that's what it's supposed to be. So, if we do on, where is there's the document. So if we do page up or page up or B. Actually, it's just a lowercase b. Why they do page up as an uppercase and page or B is a lowercase, I don't know. But I'm going to use the shorthand version, you guys, because B. B. So just typing a B scrolls back one page. Page down. So you know what, let's take this in. Page down or space. So we do, and that goes back to the where it goes forward. A page. I'm not even going to go through this particular one because it's self-explanatory. You're welcome to pause them and do. See, up arrow scrolls up a line, down arrow scrolls down a line. Let me do 24 point font. There we go. Right. G. Moves to the end of file and 1G G or G moves to the beginning of the file. And we are going to show you exactly what that looks like. So G, actually this is lowercase g. Okay, that's the beginning, right? And this is uppercase G. And I'm gonna see if I can do 1G. Okay, so 1G literally is 1 and lowercase g pressed at the same time. Or 1 and uppercase G, I think. Let me go back and check. Yeah, there's a misprint here. It literally is, let me fix that. 1 G, I think. Let me double check that and make sure. Because it could just be registering G. Okay, 1G may be a 1G may be a code for the lowercase g or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what this less command does. So if we do Okay, so I think it says character when it says searches for characters. Let's try that, okay? So if we type in this and let's do H. Ah, it highlights all the H's. You see that? It's like a hunt and find for. So let's do another one. My name begins with B, so let's do B. Look at all those B's. Interesting. Don't know how helpful this is, but let's look for a capital B. Ah! See, there's my name right there, Bryce George. Bus. So, good to know. Good to know indeed. In search for the next occurrence of the previous search. So, typing in so if I did that, let's see what it does. Okay. In. Please. Ah. See, that's looking for. That is the previous search. So, um, let's look for. H will display the help screen. Let's look at that. I'm not entirely sure what this command will. Aha, you see? That shows the help screen and Q, pressing the letter Q, will quit less. So Q quit less. So let us quit less. Okay, so now we go back to the less command. So we can list the contents of any given directory with, let me show you, ls negative l followed by the given directory. Say, this is a directory right here. I think this, just listing this will be our home directory. No, the root directory. So that will be the root directory where everything begins. So let me show you what that looks like. And this is, we're gonna go through every one of them, guys. So ls negative l and that is our root directory where everything begins. You can tell TMP is so. Let's take a look at let's do that. So we're gonna go to 12. We're gonna go from 12 to 24 a lot because I want you guys to see everything possible, because I want you to get this down pat, and I want to get this down pat. So you can see that's where, so our next directory is, and I'm going to go down the line. ls negative l / bin, and literally that's everything that command shows right now. So I will paste that, and I will and the next one will be ls negative l / boot. And there you get your boot. So, like I said, I'm going to copy and paste all of these, and there we go. The top part is the command, so you guys can do this at home, and the bottom part is the output. That's what I got. You may get something different, but it should look similar. And you know what? I'm gonna do the rest of this in my free time. And I'm gonna assign some homework, you guys. Because it is now, I've been doing this for 37 minutes, and if we go through this, it'll be 2 hours long. So, here's a list of all the different commands you can do. Remember, you will have to, if you're gonna do this, let me bring it back to 24-point font. No, let me bring it up to 24-point font. So, for all of these, let me make sure these are underlined. For all of these, you will have to do ls negative L followed by the directory name. And the directory name I will put underneath here for each of them. Because again, if I do all of these and copy and paste the output and I put number 1, you guys are going to get a whole lot of information I'm not sure you guys want to see. So, I am going to just go to through the directory list, lock, stock, and barrel, and I'm going to type them out plainly in these, no bold, no underline, that kind of thing. So we did boot, so the next is dev. The next is etc. The next after that is home. That's your main directory. So you do LIB lost plus found media mm, mm, MNT, that's amount. We'll be discussing that later a little bit more. OPT I think we'll be accessing and manipulating these directories a little bit more as well as we go through. This is just a general listing of them. PROC, root, run, sbin, sys as in system, TMP, USR, now we start combining them. This is USR BIN, USR LIB, USR USR low local user sbin, user share, USR share user share doc. B VAR VAR log little squiggly thing dot config as well as okay squiggly dot local. You can use all of these as backups or as testing of seeing what is in the less command. And now, I assume, like I said, we will be going through these directories in more detail as we go on. If not, I will be going through more books to go through them in more detail. Because the thing about it is, I want to learn as much about this as I can. Right now, I have a basic telling of this. And what the different things contain. If you want me to go over it in more detail and do more research, I will gladly do so. But for now, I think this is pretty much it for the ls command. It gives some details as of file names like, for example, let's take a look at this. Aha! Like this right here. I'm gonna copy it and paste it, and I'm gonna make sure you guys can see it. in Okay, so it's not quite like it needs to be. Let me see if I can. "22, 21, 20. Let's try 20. No. I want this to be as close to true as possible. "13. It's gonna have to be 12. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. Um, no, it's gonna have to be shorter than that. Shorter than that. Because that's not. It's literally gonna have to be that small. So, I'm very sorry for that. I'll have to figure that out later. Um, but notice how the first letter of the listing is this right here. I will actually implement a teaching tool and zoom in. The first letter of the listing is this right here. The entry seems to have two file names. This is a special kind of file name, and it's called a symbolic link, also known as a soft link. So, let me type that in. Let me do that. Symbolic link or soft link. So let me put it up to 22 or 24. Dude. Okay, so I want you to picture a scenario. A program requires the use of a shared resource, some kind of contained in a file foo. But foo has a frequent version changes. It would be good to include the version number in the file name so the administrator on the other interested party could see what version of foo is installed. This presents a problem. If we change the name of the shared resource, we have to track down every single program that might use it and change it to look for a new resource that is installed. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Here is where the symbolic links save the day. Suppose we install version 2.6 of foo, which has a file name foo 2.6, and then create a symbolic link simply called foo that points to foo 2.6. That means when a program opens the file, programs that rely on foo can find it, and we can still see the actual version installed and upgrade to when it is time to upgrade to foo 2.7. We'll just add the file to our system, delete the symbolic link, and create the new link for that points to it. So basically it's to share a program so that we know what to look for. Interesting little tidbit. So that's what that is for. While we're on the subject of links, we need to mention that there is a second type of link called a hard link. Links will also allow files to have hard links will also allow files to have multiple names, but they do that in a different way. We'll talk more about these differences later between symbolic and hard links in the next chapter. So, with that, we call it quits upon the ls command, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little lecture. I am sorry it took me so long to upload, but I do want you guys to know that I do try my best to make sure that these things go very, very well. I don't like having you guys wait on these kind of things. But at the same time, I can't just... How do I put this properly? I can't just make these things appear out of thin air. I gotta be able to sit and actually use these things properly. But thank you guys for allowing me to do this stuff for you guys and teach as much as I can, at least. I would also like to thank you guys for the surge in views that I got over the past couple of days. I don't know who is responsible. I imagine it's just people, because I'm looking at my statistics, I think it's just people finding my stuff and sticking around enough. You guys really seem to be digging Assassin's Creed and Arkham City still. I appreciate that very much, especially the Assassin's Creed stuff. Because that's what I'm working on. By the way, sorry I haven't worked on that today. I just haven't been able to really do a whole heck of a lot for this. But thank you for making my day a couple of days ago because I was not able to upload all that much. I did upload a random rambling kind of thing, and I appreciate you guys tuning in for that. It's it's not something that I can just do randomly, and I'm really glad that some of you guys are enjoying what I do. But I am going to call it quits for tonight. I'll see you in the next one. I'm just going to call this one Less is More. And I'm going to upload it post haste. Thank you guys for, again, tuning in, making my day absolutely brighter. It's wonderful to see so many people interested in this and wanting to learn. Even if you don't learn automatically, and you guys are just awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, and goodbye.